The festive season glow is fading, and it seems like those credit card statements are lighting up like a holiday tree. But don't worry, we're switching gears from holiday hangover to money maverick as we tackle those post-holiday bills. SchoolsFirst Federal Credit Union is here to help us kick the post-holiday money blues and toss our debt to the curb. Here to tell us about how we can do it is Brittney Owens, financial education specialist for SchoolsFirst Federal Credit Union. Happy New Year, Brittney.
Happy New Year, you too. 2024.
I know. Speaking of 2024, we got to kind of look back at 2023 because I am one of the people who did quite a bit of holiday spending, more than I wanted to, unfortunately. And that kind of racks up some bills, maybe some credit cards that we were using. So what's the first step to tackle kind of that financial hangover from the holidays?
Yeah, so the very first step that we're going to be looking at is putting our credit cards down. So studies are showing right now 4 out of 10 families do not have $1,000 in a savings account to cover some form of emergency. And so when that situation happens, the unexpected life event, we grab our credit cards.
Yes.
With the interest rates being close to 16%, if not higher, that could take us 9 years to pay off that one emergency. Yes, 9 years. And don't forget, adding on that interest of $800 of extra money you're paying back. So it can be very damaging.
Yeah, you said 9 years to pay off $1,000. I mean, that's too long to pay off something like that. So how can we amp up our savings game without scoring a bigger paycheck?
Yeah, so it can be challenging maybe to find a second job to bring that extra income in. But we can look at spending less than what we make. And I know, sounds really simple, but it can be challenging because everything around us is telling us to buy. Especially in the morning, we want to grab, a nice coffee or a soda or a boba. But we have to sit down, look at a budget, see what's coming into our account, what's going out of our account, and to see if we can make any changes.
Okay, do we really need to reconsider that cup of coffee, Brittney? Do we have to do that?
With our 2024 goals, it might be something we might want to consider, especially depending on what we want to accomplish.
Yeah.
So you might have to, cut back on as many coffees or lattes we might be getting every single day. But we can just look at our spending. And when we're looking at our budget, we're going to be noticing the difference between our wants versus our needs.
Yeah.
Our needs. We need a house. We need our car payments, insurance. It's making sure we're covering all those expenses. And we're going to be noticing things that we might not need to spend as much money on and be able to eliminate some of those things, such as eating out. Food prep at home and making our own lattes or coffees before heading out to the day.
And I feel like right now it's a good time to do that because a lot of us, we have those New Year goals and we're kind of wanting to make our own meals, making them healthy. So it's a good way to kind of implement buying your groceries and not eating out as much like you were saying. You talked about that $1,000 credit card charge costing way more than that in the long run. How do we tackle those credit card balances?
Okay, so tackling those credit card balances, start small. A lot of people want to look at the grand total, and it can be challenging to pay off your credit card balances every single month. But determine how much you can put aside towards that credit card. Maybe it's an extra $5 or $10. Starting small is going to make a big difference.
Yeah.
But at the same time, keep using those credit cards too.
Okay.
Yes, we want to keep the balances low, making our payments on time.
Yes.
But if we are not having some form of debt, it's also going to make our credit score come down, making our interest rates higher on other loans that we might want to get in the future.
Okay, so kind of finding that healthy balance between the two.
Yes.
What other things should we put in place or even consider?
Okay, so with 2024, if you're currently not saving for retirement, start saving for retirement. A lot of people are trying to get out of debt. They're like, okay, no money towards retirement. But reconsider that. A lot of jobs are going to have where they employer and sponsor matching. So why not just leaving free money on the table?
Yeah.
Go ahead and match whatever your job is going to be matching and saving for retirement. And I know a lot of people are like, okay, well, I want to get out of debt. I want to save for the new year. On our website at SchoolsFirstFCU.org, under the financial wellness tab, we have calculators to help with all those financial goals.
Okay.
Helping with saving, helping for retirement, saving for a home, getting out of debt. All those calculators are available there.
Yeah, and it's helpful when you have those processes in mind so that you can break it down. Because like you mentioned, when you see that maybe that credit card amount that you owe, it's a big number. But as long as you're making those payments and you're working towards it, you're chipping away, even though it might seem like you're not, you're chipping away, it's making a difference.
Yes.
Yeah. Brittney, thank you for joining us today, and Happy New Year again.
Happy New Year as well.
You can visit one of the many SchoolsFirst Federal Credit Union branch locations as seen on the screen, and you can find out more online by going to SchoolsFirstFCU.org.